What's going on, guys, and welcome to our Week 3 match of the League of Extraordinary Trainers. Your Ladner Lanturn are taking on Chrispy and the Chicago Chandies. Chrispy and the Chicago Chandies are taking over for Jamesy and the Crystal Palkias, so this is the same team that they have. I love dubbing it the purple team because he's got so much purple on his team in Starmie. Well, actually, we'll just go through his team and then you'll see. He's got Starmie, Victini, Gudra, Deblade, Shaman, Exploud, Gligar, Girder, Vikavolt, Megadiancy, and Cresselia, where like 8 of those have purple on them, or like 7 of them have purple on them or something. The biggest threats that I saw in prep were Victini, Scarf Shaman, Megadiancy, and Specs Exploud. So we don't see the Scarf Shaman. We don't see a Specs Exploud either. This is team preview that I'm talking about now, sorry, I totally missed that. I see the Gudra, which I'm not excited about because that thing is bulky as hell. I see the Cresselia, which I see as setup fodder for my Mimikyu. I see Doublade, which I also see as setup fodder for my Mimikyu. I see the Starmie. I'm kind of surprised by the Starmie. It does outspeed a lot of my stuff, but a Selgor outspeeds it and Okos it with Bug Buzz even without Choice Specs. So yeah, I see the Megadiancy and I hate that thing so much. God, I hate Megadiancy. I've had to play it like 2 weeks in a row now, and I got 6-0'd by a team with Megadiancy on it, and he led Megadiancy last week. So I had a plan going into this game based on him leading Megadiancy. I don't see another lead on his team except like Victini to U-turn. Like I think in my mind Megadiancy's the thing he leads to like set up Stealth Rocks or something, or threaten something out with a Moonblast or a Diamond Storm. So I have a plan where I'm going to bring Manaphy in, set up a sub on it, because I threaten it out with a Surf turn 1, and then I can get some Calm Minds off on something else, and we'll work from there. I do note that his 2 Z users are Victini and Vikavolt, and he brought Victini, so Victini could be Z Victini, like Z Celebrate. We do allow Omniboost in this league, so it could be Z Celebrate Victini. I didn't bring any of my Z-move users, so he knows that I'm not bringing a Z-move. Magearna and Licky Licky are not coming this week. What else do I have to touch? Oh, Scarf Shaman was like a huge problem for Manaphy, so I'm glad not to see that, because now Manaphy puts in a little more work on his team. Mimikyu, I'd planned around Mimikyu putting in a bunch of work and wall breaking for me. Mienshao doesn't really have a good matchup this game at all. Like, I was expecting Mienshao to be really good for knocking off, like, I was expecting him to bring like multiple Violet users, and so I could get some good knockoffs on that thing. I was expecting Exploud to come, and then we would outspeed Exploud and kill it. So Mienshao's not really good this game. Rotom Heat is still my defensive check to Victini, and Selgor is still my still a really good wall breaker this game, and Megalodios is a good cleanup late game. So, in my mind, he's going to lead Megadiancy, so I'm going to lead Manaphy here. And we'll see that he does not end up leading Megadiancy when we get into it. Oh. That's not supposed to be there. There we go. He does lead the Gudra. And we're actually looking at this from Chrispy's side of the field, because he was the one who posted the battle code this week. So it's kind of weird to see myself on the screen there and see me on the other side, but it's the same idea. We're just on the other side of the on the other side of the ring there. So I see Manaphy versus Gudra, and I have Ice Beam for this thing. So I'm gonna scout and see. Well, it's not really for this thing; it's for the Shaman. But I'm gonna scout and see what kind of set he is with my Ice Beam, and see what he wants to do back to me. So get the Ice Beam off the Gudra here, and we see based on that damage that he's Assault Vested and at least max HP. That's the information I gather, and I know that he's stayed in on me now, so he must have coverage for my Manaphy, and we do see the Thunderbolt, which I guess is coverage for the Manaphy pretty much exclusively, actually. It might be his only way to hit Magearna as well, potentially, if I had brought Magearna. Thunderbolt might have been the only way. Because I don't have an electric weakness on my team at all, so I was kind of like, okay, so Gudra must be his Manaphy check, I guess, because he stayed in. Based on the damage, I know we can't take 2, so I'm just going to double out here into Mienshao, because Mienshao can do whatever it wants to this Gudra. It threatens it out with a high jump kick and etc, etc, etc. So I go into Mienshao here, and he Thunderbolts, and he actually crits me Thunderbolt. That crit didn't actually matter because I have Regenerator on my Mienshao, and so it's not going to do anything to me. This is the first misplay that I make this game. I'm calcing, and I know that high jump kick threatens this thing out, but I think he might stay in anyways and try and get another hit off of me. So I want to click Drain Punch here and get a bunch of health back so that I live the next hit that he's going to go for. But he ends up just doubling into Cresselia here. And my Drain Punch is going to do nothing to this thing. I should have just clicked U-turn. It was the play, was clicking U-turn. It would have gained me a lot of momentum, and it would have prevented what's about to happen here. So I'm going to double into a Selgor here, because I can't touch this thing now that I'm locked in a Drain Punch. And a Selgor can break this thing with Choice Specs Bug Buzz, but he does go for Thunder Wave and slows my Selgor down. That's really, really, really bad. My Selgor is now slower than everything on his team. And it was kind of my check to Starmie, to like revenge kill Starmie or something like that, and we don't outspeed Starmie now, so we have to hope that we don't get fully parried if that's ever the case scenario where Selgor's are on Starmie. I know he's not staying in with Cresselia here because I threaten this thing out like really hard with a Bug Buzz, and he can't really touch me back. And Bug Buzz goes through sub even if you want to set up a sub or something like that, and I probably just kill the Cresselia. So I'm gonna double into my Mimikyu here, thinking that I can sit up on this thing. And he's going to double into his Goodra. No, I'm thinking of the wrong turns here. I go into Rotom Heat, yeah, because I was expecting the Goodra to come out and take the Bug Buzz since he's AV. So at this point, Rotom Heat, like, walls this Goodra, and I can get a Toxic off, and then get a Pain Split off and get some HP back. So that's what I'm going to do, is get a Toxic off on this thing, start wearing it down. I see that I'm faster, so I know he's not running speed investment now. And he's just going to drop a Draco on me, which hurts. Oh my god, Draco Meteor. What a move. That thing hurts so badly. I am Fizz Def, so I kind of expected to take a lot of damage from it, but all the same, it still hurt a lot. We are going to get a Pain Split off here real quick, and get a lot of our HP back and wear him down quite a bit, as he's just going to Draco again. -2 Draco. Again, this thing hurts. Why? -2 Draco brings me to around the same amount of HP. I don't understand. Yeah. So, he's -4. In my mind, he's going to go for Draco again to try and wear down my Rotom or something. And so I'm going to go to Mimikyu to tank the Draco because I'm immune to it, and start setting up on this thing, potentially. In his mind, I start wearing this Goodra down, and so he's going to go out into the Blade here to tank whatever I wanted to go for, like a Pain Split or something like that. This was the wrong play on my part, by just doubling into Mimikyu, because I saw that I was faster than Goodra. I should have clicked a Volt Switch here, which would have given me a much bigger advantage than just having Mimikyu in on Doublade, which is not good for me yet, because the Doublade still has its Violet on, and at +4 I still can't kill this thing. So I have to double out into Mienshao now to get the knockoff on this thing. And he gets a free Swords Dance with his Doublade, which is like, I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. If he goes for Shadow Snake here, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Like a +2 Shadow Snake might... Oh no, you know what? I'm max HP, I don't think it killed me. But, I'm going to click knockoff and try and get this Violet off. That's pretty much the only reason I had knockoff on this thing in the first place, and so we get that off, and he's going to kill me with Mienshao. So that's the first kill of the game there. Doublade kills Mienshao with Iron Head, and I'm going to go into Mimikyu now, because his Violet's gone. This thing's set up fodder all of a sudden, and he's threatened out by Mimikyu. So I'm going to get a Sword Stance off here. I still have my Disguise intact, so that's going to take one hit, and I have my Focus Sash intact, so that's going to take another hit. He never set up rocks, so he didn't break my Sash. So there goes my Disguise, and now I get a free second Sword Stance off for having my Focus Sash to live this Shadow Sneak. And now I get a free Shadow Sneak off on him, because I'm definitely faster than a Doublade. Doublade's like 40 base speed, I think. 35 base speed, and we're 96 base speed. So there's no way he's outspeeding me with this Shadow Snake, so I'm going to get mine off first and revenge kill the Doublade. And now he has to pick something to sack or take a lot of damage, and he does pick Cresselia. This roll at +4 Shadow Claw is like an 18% chance to kill if he's bold, max HP, max defense. I don't know if that's his set or not. I still can't confirm if that's his set or not after the game. we were talking about our sets in like the main lobby chat, and so Chrispy didn't want to give away some of his strategies that he used against me, just in case one of his future opponents looks and is like, oh, he's going to bring this Cresselia against me, blah blah blah. So I totally understand it. I do kind of wish I had more information for you guys about what this calc is going to be, but it doesn't really matter because I do just get the Shadow Claw off and I get the critical. It is a high crit move, so I don't feel bad about getting that crit. It does feel kind of bad for Chrispy because he got crit 3 times in 13 turns by Wower last week. In my mind though, this is just a revenge crit for the crit that he got on Mienshao. Hacks for hacks sort of thing going on there. So he's going to bring out his Diancie here to revenge kill my Mimikyu. I'm doing about 75% with a +4 Shadow Sneak here, and he's definitely killing me because I'm at 1 HP. So I'm just going to get off as much chip as I can on this thing, which is quite a bit, and from his point of view, now I see that he's running no HP, which makes a huge difference actually in my decision making on this turn here. So this is, in my mind, the second misplay that I made this game. It could have gone really horribly, but it actually went really well. I'm going to click sub here because I threatened this thing out with a surf, and I know that he can't kill me. I think that he knows that he can't kill me, but he doesn't really know what kind of Manaphy set I am. He probably should know, based on the Thunderbolt damage that Goodra did, that I'm max HP. And because I'm max HP, he should know that I'm max HP calm based on the Thunderbolt damage, because the roll is like wildly different based on those stats and the nature being different. So I'm expecting him to double into something else, and I just get a free sub off on this turn. He's just going to stay in a Diamond Storm thinking that it kills me. He actually misses. It's a really unfortunate miss on Diamond Storm because I get a sub up here. It actually preserves a little HP that I wouldn't have had if he had hit the Diamond Storm, potentially, because Diamond Storm can do up to 49 to me max. So I'm going to get the sub off here. And I'm not in a position to start calm mining though, which is kind of unfortunate. He does have an opportunity to just break my sub here with another hit, so I have to go for the revenge kill with Surf. He gets the Diamond Storm off. He's going to get the defense boost and break my sub. Defense boost will not matter because I'm going to click Surf here and kill this thing. I think even Ice Beam would have killed this thing, but I just didn't really want to give up and get an Ice Beam kill with Manaphy. There's no point. There's nothing weak to his team except for Goodra with it. So now he's going to bring out Starmie, which outspeeds my entire team at this point, now that Aselgor is paralyzed, and he's going to get the revenge kill here with Thunderbolt. We will see that he is Life Orb, so he's taking a little bit of Life Orb chip every time he attacks with the Starmie here. And I'm going to go into Selgor here because I can revenge kill this thing with Choice Specs Bug Buzz. I know I can eat a hit even though I'm paralyzed, and then as long as I don't get fully paralyzed, this thing dies to a Bug Buzz, and Selgor threatens his Goodra. Not the Victini, but it does threaten the Goodra with the low HP the Goodra's at, so I'd probably preserve a Selgor to an extent. So I'm going to click Bug Buzz here. I don't care what he goes for. He is going to show the Thunderbolt again, so that's not doing a lot. And we're going to go for the Bug Buzz. No, we get fully paralyzed. Really unfortunate play. He does show me the Ice Beam here to kill the Selgor off. He didn't really need to show the Ice Beam necessarily. It does maybe put it in the back of my mind that Megalodios isn't going to live here. Megalodios is going to live here. And I do kill with Dragon Pulse, but I know I have to tank an Ice Beam now, which is not the best situation. It's going to do about 70% Life Orb. I do have a lot of special defense just because I'm a Megalodios, but so he's at 60% based off of all that Life Orb recoil, so Dragon Pulse is killing for sure. It was a roll when he was at 70%, but because he got the hit off there, it wasn't. He does go into Victini here, and I'm like, okay. If he clicks V-Creed, I need to Roost, because I live one after Roost, and then I can kill this thing with a Surf when it's -1 Spit F. That was what's going through my mind on this turn specifically. So I'm going to click Roost, and we see that he's not Scarfed. He could still be max speed banded. He does go for the U-turn here, which is probably a worst case scenario for my Megalodios because we get knocked down even more. And he goes out into his Goodra here. Luckily for us, Goodra is really low, and so even with an Assault Vest here, my Dragon Pulse is killing this thing and just cleaning it up. So Megalodios finally seeing the field in week 3 and picking up 2 kills for itself. Not bad, not bad. He'll go back out into Victini here, and this is kind of the clutch moment of the game. This is the deciding moment here. If I click Roost, okay, going through my head is if I click Roost and I live the V-Create, then he dies to a Surf the next turn. Or if he locks himself into U-turn and kills my Megalodios, then Rotom Heat beats this thing. So I'm going to click Roost, and we'll talk about what happens after the sequence of events. I'm going to click Roost, and I have a 25% chance to live this V-Create based on my health. And we'll see that we do not. We don't live. So I'm just going to lose the game here, because my Rotom Heat isn't faster than the Victini at -1. And V-Create does kill my Rotom Heat from this point. So, GG to Chrispy and the Chicago Chandies. We lose 1-0 to Chrispy this week. Kind of unfortunate that it was a divisional match, and I'll just pause it here and we'll talk about the misplays at the end of the game there, or the decision making at the end of the game there. So with Megalodios at 20% HP against Victini, if I had sacked Rotom Heat off, just doubled into Rotom Heat and sacked that off to the V-Create, then Megalodios comes in and kills the Victini. Or, in prep, if I had moved my 52 special attack EVs on a Rotom to 52 in speed, then I'm outspeeding Victini at -1 by 1 point, which is what I should have done in prep, but I didn't prep well enough for the Victini. So, if either of those two things had gone in my favor, then we win the game. So it's kind of unfortunate. It's sort of been rattling around in my head. I'm filming this the day after the battle actually happened. Chrispy played out of his mind. Don't get me wrong. Chrispy's a great battler, and he pulled a great bounce back game off after a horrific 5-0 loss to Wower last week. That was painful to watch. It was just hyper offense and critting walls and all that good garbage. But I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I expected more of myself, almost, and I should have seen that the Megalodios play was there based on my knowledge of the calcs and what I had done. I didn't do a good enough job prepping for Victini ahead of time. I just sort of gave up. I spent 4 hours building this team on Saturday last week, and I was like, I have no switch-ins to Victini, so I'm just going to give up. Instead of running some calcs to see what sort of scenarios I could deal with Victini a little bit better. So I'm going to improve on that for the next coming weeks. I'm sort of taking this loss in stride and sort of trying to learn from my mistakes and what was going on. I also want to keep in mind for myself that I have some really cool set ideas that can beat other people. This Focus Sash Mimikyu set almost just beat Chrispy. If I could have gotten another SD up somehow, some way, then I would have been fine. Or if I'd clicked Volt Switch into Rotom, then potentially Mienshao wouldn't have died, and Mienshao would have been around later, and all that good stuff. So, those 3 misplays that I talked about made a difference later on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have excuses. Besides, I was distracted and I'm bad. Those are really the only excuses. So, yeah, GG to Chrispy and the Chicago Chandies. We take on Wreck-It Mike, coach of the Virginia Victinis next week. He's got a pretty threatening Sand team, along with some other stuff on there. Oh, he's got Salamence, he's got Protean Greninja. Those things are scary as heck. I really wanted Roserade in my draft, and that thing is on his team. As well as Mega Kangaskhan, which I'm not actually that scared of. Maybe I should be more scared of Mega Kangaskhan. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, so we take on Wreck-It Mike and Virginia Victinis next week in week 4 of the League of Extraordinary Trainers. So I will catch you guys for week 4.